Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the Mary and Sam Show, episode number 18. We're delighted that you could join us. Today we're going to talk about something very cool that I learned from Mary when she actually learned it from Tony Robbins. So Mary, explain to us what's going on here. What the heck?
Yeah, this is called Wheel of Life balance. So there are only like 6-7 areas of our life that we want success and happiness. One is finance, career, faith or contribution, helping others. We've got personal growth or your psychology, your attitude, and then health and vitality, and then love and relationships.
Yeah.
So all human beings, we want happiness and success in most of these areas. However, we tend to struggle in some areas more than others. Some people, it comes naturally to them that in their health department, when you ask them to give them a score on a scale of 1 to 5, how greatly they're feeling about themselves, where their health is, they could give themselves a 5, which means like they're really healthy and it comes easy to them, they work out all the time.
Well, I think with any one of these, you could do that.
Right, I'm
It's
just using health as an example.
Okay.
While for others, that might be, it doesn't come to them that easy. They struggle in that department. Or some people in their finances, they're always well off, where for somebody else, they always struggle financially. Career-wise, it's the same thing. Some people, they found their passion, they're doing really well, they're happy, they're satisfied, while others really struggle in this department.
Mm-hmm.
So the ultimate goal is that we want to have balance, because if this was a wheel in your car, and how far do you think you could go? This is like, so we filled out, this is your wheel of life, right?
Yeah.
So we evaluated on a scale of 1 to 5 in each department, where do you feel more successful? So you filled out for most of these things, on a scale of 1 to 5, you give yourself like a 4.
Yeah.
But here's your health. You give yourself a very low score.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
This is where you need to make improvements, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a department, an area that it didn't come easy to you, and it still doesn't come easy, right?
No, it doesn't.
So now obviously my wheel of life assessment looks different than yours. And I've got my own, personal development that I need to work on. But this is ultimately for any individual that you want to know where you are in life today and where you want to be.
So you take an assessment and you basically self-critique yourself and you say, okay, in my career, how happy am I?
Yes.
Am I in the best job or best career that I could be? Or maybe I hate my job.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I hate my job and I never want to go there, right?
Right.
So you pick where you are in this range, or your personal finance.
Right.
If you think you have financial freedom, which I would put at a level 5, that's why I didn't fill it all the way up to the top. Or here,
Because you're leaving room for improvement.
Yeah, leaving room for improvement. So I think there's always room for improvement how we can do it. So that's why I left mine there. But this is the one area that I struggle the most with. And I felt like, no, I want to be here, or even here to be balanced with the rest of my life. This is the one area that's been a challenge for me consistently.
Yeah, and for some of us that when you do the assessment and you see that your wheel is looking all whacked up, imagine if you put this wheel in your car. How far will you go? And this is like the metaphor for life. If you're not balanced in all different departments of your life, you're not going to feel great every day waking up, because your life is not in balance. Mm-hmm. Some people struggle here, others struggle here. The most important part is to self-critique and keep developing, improving, so that at least you're balancing everything, because it balances your energy and your happiness.
Yeah, and I think the most important part is to be really truthful with yourself. Sit down, create something like this, and do a self-analysis. And, it's easy to give yourself the highest scores at everything.
Right.
But is that really being truthful? So you really need to just be really brutally honest. You don't have to share it with everybody.
Right, and I think it doesn't feel good sometimes when you're, trying to it's like, I'm okay here, but you don't have to exaggerate, or you don't have to put yourself down. Look at it from just a realistic perspective. Where are you? So we're going to use you today as just an example, as a guinea pig. So
sure, I'm used to it. Go ahead.
So some people could get the proper help, because I know a lot of us, we do struggle in the health department, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us why is this so low, and why is this not coming easy for you throughout life?
You know, an Abercrombie and Finch model, this level is right here where I am. So there has to be some progression here so that I can have a better health going forward. And a lot of people in my family, like on my dad's side, everyone that I know has died of a heart attack or has had a quadruple bypass surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So I realize that if I have a gut and I'm not there, I'm going to be in the same fate, you know. Genes don't go very far, so the apple doesn't, fall far from the tree. Or in this case, an apple belly.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You've had moments in your life that you went down in your weight,
Mhm.
you were healthy, and then there are moments that you went back up. So
Right.
you struggled going up and down.
Yeah, it's...
Why is that?
Well, I was trying to just remember why this was happening. And if I look back, you know, I'm 45. If I look back and I look at a consistent pattern of what's going on, well, the first 8 years of my life, I was very lean. Then we moved to America.
Mm-hmm.
I gained weight.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved from Nebraska to California. Well, when I was 15, I started to notice, okay, I'm out of shape. So there's like 7-year period where it's not going well.
Mm-hmm.
Then from 15 to 25, I'm in shape again. 25 to, I would say, probably 30.
Okay.
Another 5 years, I was kind of really out of shape. Then I started getting back in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 30 to 5, maybe to 44, something like that, 43. I was really in shape, and I got out of shape. But what I realized that every time I was in good shape, something was stable. And then when I got out of shape, there was a change.
Mm-hmm.
The cause was that we moved. And for an 8-year-old to move out of one country to another, that's pretty dramatic. So what I find is that I comfort myself with food.
So comfort.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, that's what's been happening is, so I realized, every time something major happens in my life, I resort back to food as a comfort source for me. And, you know, this helps, moving is stress, and then the comforting part is food
Right.
to help me relax.
Right.
However, that actually causes more stress after a couple of years.
Okay.
So I would say right now, you know, we've been out where we are for the last 4 or 5 years, so I feel
Right.
like I need to get back in shape,
Right.
focus on what I need to do.
Okay. So the cause was that every time you were moving, and then to cope with stress, you were going to food as a comfort way to just de-stress.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. And now let's talk about, so for example, somebody else could say that, like for example, I'll use myself. So we've moved from Afghanistan. We went through kind of very similar process, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't go so much up and down on my weight, right? So I kind of maybe stayed within 5 to 10 pounds going up and down,
Sure.
right? So why is that affecting you to that degree versus somebody else?
I think it also has to do with the 3 body types. And there's the mesomorph, ectomorph, and endomorph. And those body types have varying degrees of reaction to the environment.
Yeah.
Right? So if you are an ectomorph, that is a very lean body type. And I will put up the display so you can see what that looks like. On a lean body type, an ectomorph is the one that's the very skinny people. So 20% of the people are this type of people.
Yeah, like my youngest sister.
Sure.
No matter what she eats, she never gains weight.
Yeah.
Like they're like, she's really skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's another 20% of the people that are mesomorph.
Which is me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's probably another 60% that are ectomorphs. Those are endomorph, I'm sorry, so I'm getting confused. Endomorph is my body type, where it's
Yeah.
like you bulk up
Uh-huh.
fast, you gain weight very fast, You can gain muscle too,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, you gain fat very fast.
Yeah. So the first type is they have a very lean body, they're very skinny, they eat whatever, and then they don't gain weight as much. My type is the middle type. I don't know all those names, but you mentioned that. Mine is like I gain very fast and I lose very fast weight
Yeah.
too. Because we go to a restaurant, we have the same meal. The next day, I don't gain the weight, but you do. You gain a pound,
Yeah.
right?
So that's you're the meso, the middle. If you
Okay,
just
the
remember meso, middle.
Okay. Well, you're the type that you gain very fast and you don't lose very fast.
That is
Yeah.
correct. I've been blessed with this body.
So we're not trying to blame it, but it does play a factor, with your body type. One
Sure.
is like what causes stress and how we release stress by
Yeah.
going to eating food. The other is the body type, right?
Yeah.
And that affects overall who we
Yeah.
are as an individual.
So there's in conclusion, you can come up with different reasons and understand. We always talk about understand the underlying things that's happening to you, because the more you understand yourself, the better you're able to cope with it. So I realize this about me and what's going on and how I can improve.
And the last part is your personality type. Is based on how your brain works and how your behavior shows up. So I'm like the kind of person I'm driven by control, by certainty. So I control everything. You're the opposite of me, where you're very open, active, and so you're relaxed about things.
That's because I'm chill.
That's right. You have more fun in life, where
That's
I
right.
could be very rigid, and that also plays a major factor on going through up and down or staying stabilized.
Right.
So it's just a learning process. We use Sam today because I think it's important. Some people do go through this process and it becomes more difficult for them in this department, while others, it comes a lot easier for them. And don't forget, in life, you've got your work, you've got your family life, you've got, your friends, and you've got your health. Sometimes it does become a little bit difficult because you're trying to manage it all together. And so if trying to become good at your career, you tend to kind of let go of one other department, which could be your fitness.
Right, and then it's easy to slip into that. My friend Slamon, he has a fitness page, and he always talks about how come some people let themselves go, and I think this would be a great answer to that.
Yes.
People let themselves go because there's a lot of moving parts to life.
Right.
So in order to keep everything in control, really it's a juggling act.
Yes.
However, those that are the most successful at it tend to have balance in all areas of their
Yeah,
life.
right.
So in conclusion, we appreciate you watching. If this video you think is going to help somebody, please share it. Show the love. All right? Share it. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a heart. Give it a like. And until next time, we'll see you.
And thank you for sharing all that you did.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Until next time, thank you.
Bye.